Welcome to Harper City, one of the most beautiful cities in Liberia. If you have not been to Harper, you want to make it your business to take a trip there because it is breathtaking. I'm talking about the ocean view, the lakes, amazing. That's where they got Lake Shepherd. You're talking about just pure tropical vibe. The city is small but clean. The people are so friendly. It's giving old school vibe but historical. Check it out. Look at that. That's the Methodist Church over there. The museum on your right. Look at all these beautiful buildings though. They need renovation, but trust me, this city has it going on. All they need is a little bit of love and affection to bring it back to life. If you are from Harper and you haven't been in a while, you might want to go take a trip back home. Your city is missing you so very much. Look at that. So quiet. It looks so peaceful, doesn't it? Yeah, it is. You don't have that hustle and bustle vibe going on that you feel in busy Monrovia. Yeah, this is the place for those who just don't like the busyness in Monrovia. You can retrieve down here and just clear your mind.
Pastor Talu, welcome back to the country, Mr. President. You did visit the United Arab Emirates and France and held discussions with your counterparts. How important are those discussions to Liberia's growth, Mr. President?
Important to the extent that they were reassuring, and some of the discussions were even beyond what we had expected, especially in France, and also in Dubai, but then also in the capital. Discussions were very, very good.
Okay, Mr. President, Princess Kosiba, and I report for KMTV. So as part of your engagement there in France, you have Liberians who reside there, and then they are pleading with you for the resumption of Air France to Liberia. How soon do we expect that?
I can promise that, but that's a discussion. We take note of all the discussions that go on when we travel. We don't make promises, but if there are things that we can work on, we take them with. We don't own Air France, so we have to discuss with the authorities. But I think that's what they want to see, and we just receive it in good faith.
Theophilus and then Anthony.
Okay, Mr. President, welcome. You met with other folks in the UAE. Can you tell us some important investment that you are cognizant that the UAE will invest in Liberia in times to come, like next year, sir?
Well, there's much talk about the Emirates, to Liberia, but also more important to that is investment. And the King said they're going to send a team here that will work with us. I think that even more of something that we look forward to. And we believe the chances are great.
Okay, so Mr. President, we know that President Emmanuel Macron did invite you, but the UAE, was there an invitation, sir?
Yes, otherwise I wouldn't have gone there. Invitation, not very official, but in channels that we appreciate and that were more productive.
Mr. President, you did hold crucial meetings with French employment enterprise Mendef, one of the largest employment enterprise in France. And there are several companies who were part of that meeting. And from the press release from the executive mansion, most of these companies expressed interest in wanting to invest here in Liberia. Mr. President, follow-up mechanism is key. When do we expect to see results from these companies?
The people around here are hearing you. Yes, sir. We've done our work. We're supposed to do it on the ground, and we promise to do that. Thank you.
Your afternoon, your good evening on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. This is basically a test run. We will be doing the show on Saturday going forward. This is the first episode, so we will try to be reaching out to a few people that should start with us in a week or so. But in the few time, I just decided to come on this afternoon and say hello to everybody from across the country. I know today the radio stations may not be relaying the show, but you guys that are catching the show across the country here, especially in the diaspora, please help me share the show. In fact, we're going to talk briefly about the Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund. Something I'm going to be doing on the weekend, the first hour, we're going to come in, talk about the Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund. I know a lot of people have a lot of questions many times. They say, oh, Mr. Dwalu, I want to purchase a share in the Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund. How do I go about doing this? I will spend some time every single day that I get to be able to at least, bring some information to you, bring some message to you. I know a few people already reached out and said, Mr. Dwalu, I want to be a part of the weekend show. We will try to reach out to those people so we can go ahead and go full blast with the weekend show. Our intent is to have 10 people because we know not every day everybody's going to be present, but if we have 10 people on the docket, we do realize those 10 people will be able to alternate. So if we have 5 or 6 people on a given weekend, that will be something we'll be able to do. But like I said, today I will talk to you guys briefly on the Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund. Those of you who have been following, we've already had commitment north of 120,000 US dollars so far. We are continuing to say to Liberians, the issue of trying to change Liberia, it has to be everybody's responsibility. This cannot be done by one person. It's not going to be done overnight. We must make some commitments to be able to create some small-scale manufacturing in the country. We are reaching out to every Liberian across the country here in the U.S., in Australia, in parts of Canada, Europe, parts of Africa. If you're interested in the Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund, we encourage you to join this effort. Liberia would not entirely develop on its own. We see the government is doing a lot in the country, and we understand that, we appreciate this, but we ourselves have to do our part on the ground for Liberia to develop. And part of doing our part is trying to build Liberian industry that we control. We have to do things on the ground that can get Liberian expertise back to the country. This is the aim of the Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund. Like I said before, the share is going for $100 per share. We have issued the first 275,000 shares. A lot of Liberians, I see some names here that have already bought the shares. Some people buying 50 shares, some people buying 20 shares, 10 shares, 30 shares, 5 shares, whatever you can afford. We're encouraging you. Once you purchase a share, we're going to mail you a prospectus in the mail. We're going to mail you your share certificate, and we're going to mail you a share purchase agreement in the mail. All of those will be, sent to your address. You can review them. You can call us. You can ask questions. Hashim Formula, I don't know if you say you've been calling, but if you've been calling, you can know how to reach me, my brother. You can call me. We can talk about the Liberian Diaspora. Like I said, it's $100 per share. Our target is to make sure each person can purchase a minimum of 10 shares. That's $1,000. A minimum of 10 shares. If you can afford more, please do purchase more share. Like I told you guys before, the goal is to build some small-scale manufacturing in the country, to expand the rice mechanization in our society. Number 2, to perhaps establish a large-scale fishing industry where we purchase our own vessels. In Liberia, we intend to start with 5 fishing vessels. Maybe perhaps we build a location all the way in the southeast as a cold storage, sardine factory perhaps, or we can build a location in Buchanan, or we can build a Red Island Monrovia ourselves and start a large-scale fishing industry. We can invest in a small container ship. I know people be like, oh, Eduardo, that's too expensive. No, you can get a container ship for $10 million. This is not a lot of money if we pull our resources. Remember, initially we intend to raise $25 million. We could possibly open a garment factory in the country. We can open a coal factory in the country where we don't have to cut down the trees. We can use most of the material across the city to make the coal locally. We don't have to destroy. We can start new gassing operation, fuel that people can use to cook their food, so we can kind of reduce the kind of carbon monoxide that is scattered all over Monrovia. We have to get involved in the country, but primarily, like I said before, we have to do 5 basic things in Liberia. This is the aim of the corporation, is to achieve 5 basic tasks. And everybody who's listening, I want you to know these 5 basic tasks that we intend to achieve as a corporation. One thing I want in the country, and I will list those tasks in a second. I want us to build the Liberian Diaspora Bank. We have to be able to control the money in the country. I want to build the Liberian Diaspora Hospital in the country, and I want to build the Liberian Diaspora University. This has to be done by us in the diaspora. We have close to $20 billion capitalization every single year. The impact in the country is very minimum. It is true we sometimes ship as close to 800 million to the country every year that we remit to the country. This money is literally going from hand to mouth. We have to find a way to change this. So the 5 basic things we intend to achieve in the country, primary, is to make our shareholders money. We have to find a way. We do, yes, absolutely, Rose. We also interested in the cassava consolidation. We have designated 5 locations in the country that we can consolidate the cassava for so many other products that we can produce in the country. Let me list the first 5 things we intend to achieve in the country. Number 1 is to make our shareholders money. If somebody bought a share for $100, maybe 1 year down the road, let that share be worth $500. This is the goal of the corporation. So number 1 is to make our shareholders money. Number 2 is to create thousands of jobs across the country that we control. Thousands of jobs. So the only way we can control Liberia is we have to have direct impact in the country that we control, primary impact in the country that we control. So number 2 is to be able to create thousands of jobs in different industries across the country. The corporation aims to set up different subdivisions across the country, from constructions to electrification to the power grid system, etc., etc. You name it. The goal is to build those entity underneath the corporation. So number 2 is to create thousands of jobs. Number 3 is to build Liberian industry. It's to build Liberian industry that we control. Look, I'm all for fair competition. And Gamen, thank you so much. I want to say big shout out to Gamen. She actually encouraged me to do this today, and she's absolutely right. Gamen, we want to celebrate you for that. Number 3 is to build Liberian industry. We can talk. You can send $100 home to your sister, to your brother, to your mother, and pay school fees. But it's better if we give them a job that pays them $300 a month. And I believe through the corporation, through industry production, increasing certain expertise in the country, we can do this. So number 3 is to build Liberian expertise. It's to build Liberian industry. Number 4 is to have economic clout in the country, economic control, economic influence in the country. The corporation can kind of work towards that. That's number 4, is to build economic influence in the country. Number 5 is to get Liberian expertise in the country. So let me repeat this again. Number 1, make our shareholders some money. Number 2 is to create thousands of jobs across the country. Number 3 is to build Liberian industry. Number 4 is to have economic influence in the country in every respect, political, social, economic, whatever influence we can get in the country. I want the corporation to have that influence. And number 5 is to have Liberian expertise return to the country. So for instance, I got David Say here. Let's assume David Say is in Trenton, New Jersey. I know he's in Ganta City near my county. Welcome, my brother. He's in Trenton, New Jersey. I said, Mr. David, what are you doing in Trenton? He said, Mr. Dwalu, I'm a manager at so-and-so outlet. I work for Home Depot. I'm a manager at Home Depot, for example. I said, listen, we have a factory or we have a warehouse operation out of Nima County, and we want you to come home to help us run this warehouse. We will pay you comparable wage, but we want you to come back to the country. So the aim here is to get Liberian expertise to get back to the country in various fields, from engineering to medicine to you name the field. The goal is to get them back to the country. So the corporation intends to set up these enclaves across the country that we control. Now, everything we do here, our shareholders are going to vote on this share. If we intend to invest into large-scale fishing industry, the goal here is No, anybody in Liberia can purchase Mark Davis. I've had Liberians in Liberia that have already purchased shares. I have Liberians in Australia that have purchased shares. I have Liberians in you name it. Let me put the number up there for those of you who are saying so this is the LDEF number. LDEF number. Let me put it on the screen just to be absolutely sure. LDEF 774 578 1963 to purchase share. Let's do that. To purchase share. To purchase shares. I shouldn't misspell anything. LDEV 774 578 1963 to purchase shares. So what happening here is anybody can purchase share for anywhere globally. You are not restricted to America or to Europe. You can purchase share. As people kept asking, the website was up for about 6 months. We had to take the website down because what they were asking for, a lot of people were not going to the website. We're better getting 2-3 people per day, so it was not money well spent. Remember now, when you purchase a share, there's a fee attached. There's a fee within $100 that you pay per share. It's the $100 we use to pay the state of Massachusetts, to pay for the phone number you see on the screen. I use that to pay for it. If they have a diaspora conference that I have to go represent the diaspora corporation, I pay a flight ticket to go there, for example. This is not touching the money that you pay. It doesn't touch your $90, and it touch your fees. The fee is meant for them. Like I said, it costs money to raise money. We have reached out to everybody we can reach out to, because the goal here is that really people call and say, "Oh, Mr. Dwalu, I call you and I couldn't get hold of you." All pushing cartoons. This is why I'm fighting for to leave my job to be able to do this full time, so I can travel the country, travel anywhere to be able to raise this money. It requires time and money to raise money. I am not just saying this. This is factual. Once here in America, it costs anywhere from 10 cents to 90 cents to raise $1. Let me repeat. Here in America, it costs 10 cents to 90 cents to be able to raise $1. So it's not cheap. It requires a lot of time. I want to purchase a minimum share. The minimum share is $100 that you can purchase. That's one share. Remember, everything we do in the corporation, we will vote on it. If you purchase one share, you get one vote. If you purchase 20 shares, you got 20 votes. So, for instance, if we want to buy 5 fishing vessels to put a cold storage in Monrovia, or let's say in Barclayville, and a sardine factory out there, we will vote on it. And the shareholders will vote, say, listen, let's put the sardine factory in Harper, Maryland County, or let's not put it in Monrovia. Let's not put it in Monrovia. Let's put it in Harper, Maryland County. This is not a decision that is going to be made exclusively by the board of directors. Yeah, excuse me. I'm going to play this video. I'm going to get some water to drink. I should have brought my water down here. Let me go get some water to drink real quick. Listen to this video and I'll be right back.
Pastor Talu, welcome back to the country, Mr. President. You did visit the United Arab Emirates and France and held discussions with your counterparts. How important are those discussions to Liberia's growth, Mr. President?
Important to the extent that they were reassuring, and some of the discussions were even beyond what we had expected, especially in France, and also in Dubai, but then also in the capital. Discussions were very, very good.
Okay, Mr. President, Princess Kosiba, and I report for KMTV. So as part of your engagement there in France, you have Liberians who reside there, and then they...
Okay, I apologize. I had to get a little bit of water. But like I was saying before, so everything we do, we're going to vote on it. There is a vote on literally everything. A board of director will be set up to guide the process. No person can control this person individually. My brother Duana S. Duana here. Tomorrow morning, he can be the president and CEO of the Liberian Diaspora Corporation. So, for instance, if I'm not doing a good job, the shareholders can vote you out and say, listen, we don't want Dwalu anymore. We want my brother Duana S. Duana to be the new president and CEO of the Liberian Diaspora Corporation. This is about production. It's about increasing people's share price. Duana doesn't want to purchase $5,000 worth of share, and for a whole year, it stay at $5,000. He wants his money to go up, even though he wants Liberia to improve, but he wants his money to go up. This is a private operation. This is an American registered, American regulated outfit here in the state of Massachusetts. And with the federal government, the Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund, you can go out. Thank you, government. You can go to the Secretary of State of the state of Massachusetts website. You type in the Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund, it will pop up. So this is not something, this is an American-based corporation with the sole intent to invest in Liberia. With the sole intent to invest in Liberia. We will pay taxes here in America. Yes, we are going to pay taxes here in America because it's an American registered outfit that we have to take some responsibility here. One of the reasons why I entirely registered this here in America is about the issue of trust. And I know we Liberian, a lot of times people are very afraid, and trust me, I'm fully aware of this. I'm entirely cognizant of people fear of not wanting to put the money somewhere where it's going to go to waste. This is why I said a dime of the money cannot be touched. The share price money cannot be touched until after the completion of the 2 years. Now, we've gone almost 7 months since we started. We are not raising the money to the level that I hope we raise the money. Like I said, I've had some, how do I describe it? I've had some, not commitments, commitments that we will get some help. If we get some help, I'll leave my job today and I get on the road. A lot of people from across America have called, Mr. Dualo, I'm interested, but I don't know the internet team. I want to go to the churches. I want to go to the mosques. I want to go to the Liberian communities. I want to go to the baby showers. I want to go every single place that we get more than 20, 30 Liberians to talk to them and say, listen, we have to raise this $25 million to be able to invest in Liberia, to be able to invest in corporations across the country. One of the benefits of actually doing this, I want you guys to understand this, is this. Let's assume Selena Zeze here. She has a pepper farm in Bapulu County, and she has a 20-acre pepper farm in Bapulu County. We will come to my sister Selena. Was this Selena listening? The Liberian Diaspora Corporation want to create pepper jarring operation. Since you can produce the pepper here, we are going to expand your farm. We are going to pull maybe $10,000, $15,000 into your farm, expanding operation. The corporation get 50% of this operation. We buy the machine to can the pepper, and we can export the pepper to the regional market. For example, I'm giving an example. It doesn't mean that it's a what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't mean it's a sole decision going to be made by me. This is made by a corporate board. If we decide to invest into that pepper outfit, now we expand the Liberian business. We get to make my sister Selena here a millionaire, but by the same token, we are making money for the corporation. Remember, the sole goal of this operation is to create local Liberian millionaires across Liberia, but primarily is to build Liberian industry, is to create jobs across the country, and to make our shareholders money. This is the goal. Look, it is okay to take $50,000 home by yourself. There's nothing wrong with it. What I've learned, look, I noticed my first investment in Liberia was almost $300,000. That was my first investment. If anybody was in Liberia from 2007 to like 2016, those giant tanker trucks you saw in Liberia were all the mobile toilets that were my company. I went into the country to literally look for, to find a way to build a sanitation operation. This operation I ran for 10 years. I was here in the States going back and forth. It is extremely difficult in Liberia if you are not permanently present in the country. If I were in the country 100%, every time I'm in the country, the business are doing very well. Everything is going well. I'm making thousands of dollars. I had a contract with Meta Steel, the rail line between Buchanan and Yekepa. I had the contract for that. For example, Kenneja Hotel, I had the contract for that. The U.S. Embassy expansion, I had the contract for that. If you go on Congo Town back road, the Chinese Embassy, I had the contract for that. So I was making a lot of money, serious money. In fact, most of my building I was building in Liberia, most of that money came from the operation that I ran in Liberia. But every time you leave the country, the people you leave the business with, it will go down. The corporation intends to change this entirely. We will be permanently domiciled in the country. We will be living in Liberia. All the quarter officers, all my quarter officers, if I decide to come and say, listen, you can become the chief operating officer for the Liberian Diaspora Corporation, you will have to be living in Liberia. If I decide you want to be a CFO, you will be living you have to be living in the country. Currently, as if I took as the CFO of the operation, but all the executive officials, all the senior management team, which we have not recruited none, we recruit them live on the network. Once we raise the money, they have to be living in the country. They have to be living in Liberia because we want to run the outfit. So, for instance, if we put a wheelbarrow and shovel factory somewhere in Kakata that employs 100, 200 people to make wheelbarrows and shovels in the country, the plant manager, the CFO for that operation, the local manager all have to be living in Liberia. And the point of that is I want us to have some impact in the country. This is what I'm intending to do. So my brother Dwana here, he comes to the country. Dwana is the chief operating officer for the Liberian Diaspora Corporation. I said, Dwana, listen, man, you have a master's degree in accounting. You are already here. The local Kakatan Community College or the local Kakatan University, we need you to teach 1 or 2 classes out there to help our young people, to bring them up to par. It's part of Dwana's social responsibility to Liberia. Remember, even though this is a private corporation, we are Liberia focused. We are Liberia intentioned. Our goal is to elevate everything in the country. Dwana is not going to say, oh, Dwalu, Mame, I cannot do that. Dwana will be happy to do it because he's already in his own country. So you see, you know what, Dwalu? Instead of 1 class, I will teach 2 courses over at the University of Liberia to bring some young men up to speed. We start getting some knowledge back into the country. So instead of this brain drain, now we're getting brain gain back to the country gradually. So this is soon we open the cassava production office all the way in Lofa County. And the processing operation out there, we say, listen, Hashin, listen, man, you go into Lofa, you're going to be out there to help us run this operation. You're part of the administrative team, but we need you to volunteer at the local high school to help us with the young men over there, teach them to tie the tie, teach them to organize better, teach them how to study, how to become a proper man. This is part of the responsibility that I intend to introduce as the presidency of the Liberian Diaspora Corporation. So we are not just in Liberia to make money. We are there to uplift the country through ingenuity, through a new focus on the elevation of our society. So if we are in Maryland County, our goal now is to create new industries around Maryland County that we control, but we have to create local millionaires in Maryland County. We have to control every single thing in the country. This is the aim of the corporation. Like I said, I listed the 5 objectives of the Liberian Diaspora Corporation. This is the reason why I won the Liberian Diaspora Bank, I won the Liberian Diaspora Hospital, and I won the Liberian Diaspora University across the country. Look, I will say this to people. You know, people think to change Liberia or to develop Liberia is an exclusive right of the government. The government has no money. No, the U.S. government does not have a dime. Zero, zilch. No government globally has a dime. The money comes from the people. In Liberia, the money comes from the people. But if the people are entirely broke, the government cannot accumulate enough money to be able to build the kind of infrastructure it needs for our society to develop. Let me tell you what the Chinese did. Let me tell you what the Singaporeans did. When the Japanese, for example, this is my focus. Like I understand the Japanese system very, very intently because I studied this system heavily. In fact, my master's thesis were on Japan entirely. The way they did it was the Japanese did not have money, but the Japanese had a little bit of money. The Japanese think of Japan as Liberia. The Japanese go into Lofa County, say, you know what, wrong? We will create 7 or 8 millionaires here in Lofa County to the enterprise. Tuana, you have this massive glass making factory. We'll help you with the machinery. You will expand it. As Duana become rich, they pull some of that money from Duana. They're going to give it to Saturday Gage. Saturday, you're going to open a massive t-shirting company here in Lofa County. As that team reached to another level, they did away with telecommunications, they did away plumbing industry, they did away every single industry. So in that environment now, every time the person reached to a certain level, the government pulled the money back, the government ceded that company to that person. The government created their own tax base across Japan. So when you hear about Toyota, you hear about Nissan. These were outfits that were begun by the government. Even their own electrification programs, now that are run privately, they were all begun by the government. Now it's ceded to private investors across the country that almost every Japanese can buy a share in this operation. They started creating thousands of millionaires across the country. Now what the government did was, now they taxed these individual companies and these individual. Now the government tax base started growing massively. If you went to Singapore, I think Singapore GDP, if somebody can Google this for me, in the 1960s, this thing was barely $20 billion. I think right now, if I'm not mistaken, they're probably over 500 billion. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about because it created a tax base in the country. Liberians cannot be poor and we expect them to pay massive amount of taxes. Now, don't get me wrong. We should pay our taxes as much as we can. But how much tax can you take from somebody who barely makes $20 a month, who barely makes $50 a month? And there are not enough industry in the country. We here in the diaspora, we have some money. The money we have here, every single year, Liberians in the diaspora make around $20 billion per year. Every year, $20 billion. The average Liberian here makes about $50,000 a year. $50,000. Don't tell me about people making more. Don't tell me about your double. I understand all of those. There are Liberians here making $200,000 a year. There are Liberians here making $300,000, maybe $500,000 a year. I understand that, but I'm talking about average. Average. Most Liberians in America, and this is the average income for the average American, by the way, white or black. The black American make around $43,000. White American make around $50,000 to $52,000. But the average American, the average person here in America makes around $50,000 a year. That's what the average Liberian makes. $50,000 is a massive amount of money. When you compare that to Liberia, the average Liberian makes around $600 per year. That's our per capita income in Liberia. $600. Some people say $800. Yeah, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you the $800. That's what we make a year in Liberia. So our people back home don't have that kind of money. But we here, if we make $50,000 per year, and we can be able to find 1,000 within our 50,000 and pull our resources together and go into Liberia and start a massive cassava consolidation outfit where we buy a small container ship for $10-15 million and we ship our goods to market. We're not just shipping cassava to market. We are shipping literally everything we can, from pineapple to plum. Now we can start a juicing operation in the country where we can preserve the juice in Liberia. Look, if you went to Liberia during the plum season, about 50% of the plum can spoil. The orange season, about 50 or more percent of the, I don't have the statistics, this is a guesstimation, but somebody can correct me if you have the information. Over 50% of the plum can go to waste. Over 50% of the orange can spoil, it can get rotten, and we ain't got no juicing operation in the country. You can buy an entire juicing factory for $100,000. You buy the machinery, you build a warehouse, you put a juicing outfit. Now we got juice in the country. So instead of you just sucking one orange, we can juice the orange. Your one can suck 10 orange. That means we're going to get healthier. I want you to follow the drift. So instead of most of the cassava getting rotten or most of the plantain getting rotten, now we start packaging them, we start preserving them. We can build massive warehouses across the country. To do the Liberian Diaspora Corporation, we control. And I believe the $25 million is a great place to start. I know some people ask me, but I've reached out to the government in every way you can think about for over a year. I reached out. And I made some promises. And the thing is, I want to really leave my job to be able to get on the road. To be able to get on the road, I have to recruit, like I said before, another 3 to 5 people, but it costs money. I cannot take Edward Colley from his job and not pay him. Even if I pay him $4,000 a month, that's reasonable for him to be able to do that. I agree, government, possibly more than 50%, because I'm going to go back to your market and the plum you're getting rotten. It can hurt my heart. Look, even the coconut we drink in this country. Do you guys know that the Jamaicans actually bottle coconut water? You're not drinking. If you go into the African store or even to some of the Goya stores, the Spanish stores, they bottle the coconut water. They take the coconut, they grind it. Yeah, for food production. They take the coconut, they grind the coconut, and if you went in the store, they package the coconut, they put small honey on it or caramel on the coconut, and they sell it in a small plastic for like $2.99. We can package that right in Liberia. Thank you so much. Somebody just Googled Singapore GDP figure 2024. Nominal GDP is approximately $547 billion. Liberia's GDP is around $4 billion. Singapore is $547 billion. Their purchasing power parity is $909 billion. You just think about this. This is an island country. The whole of Singapore is about the size of, not even good the size of Margibi County. That's the whole of Singapore. And Rose, since you did that favor for me, can you Google the land size of Singapore? Please, I'm begging you. Remember, Liberia is 43,000 square miles. I want you to understand Singapore, and the population is relatively small. But what they have done, they have invested heavily into tech. They have invested heavily into airports. They have invested into the shipping lines. They have invested heavily into local production, into technology, and most of that money comes from service provision. This is where it comes from. If you enter Singapore, it's arguably one of the richest, if you're saying in the top 5 richest places on earth. This is a country in the 1930s, 1940, it was a village. I am not kidding you. If you can Google Singapore's GDP in the 1940s and 50s, you will see it was barely $5 billion. The average person in Singapore at the time barely was living on $400 per year. This is what we do. So the corporation here in America, one of the reasons why we came to America, I want you to understand. Most people think we just came to America to make our own self life better. It's an awesome responsibility. You've been put in a privileged position. Every single one of us who have come to this country, we've been put in a very privileged position. And I ask the question, how are we returning that privilege to Liberia? How? I'm not saying we're not sending money home. That's not what I'm saying. We're sending money home, $800 million every single year. I'm just looking for $25 million of that. With $25 million, 735 square miles. We have 43,000 square miles. Singapore does not have an interior. 735 square miles. Smaller than Margibi County. They dwarf us in every single respect. Because Lee Kuan Yew knew something. He was aggressive about government. He was aggressive about production. He was super aggressive about education. What he did was, the Singapore story, you have to Google it, about Lee Kuan Yew, from Third World to First World. He wrote a book. I think I have the book here on my bookshelf. If I can actually show you guys the book, if I can find it. From Third World to First World by Lee Kuan Yew. You check it out and how these guys did this. And the thing is, we have a decent quality population. And this is not Liberia's true population, by the way. The reason why our population has been stuck in this one place for so long is simple. Most of our children die. We die heavily. If you went back to the villages, Margibi, 1,010 square kilometers. Singapore is 700, less than that. The reason why most of us die, if you went to our mothers and our grandmothers, they will have like 10 children, 5 will die. I'm joking. Seriously, I'm telling you. They are dying because the infrastructure is not there to protect them. And we that have been saved to come here in America, if most of you guys that grew up in the 80s and 90s, especially the 80s, if you look on your arm, you will see your booster shot there. There's a mark there. And some of us here, we can't even get blood in America because of that booster shot. Some of you guys that live in America know this story. I'm not just saying this. We were vaccinated properly. Those that grew up in the cities, we were vaccinated. In Buchanan, they came to the schools, they vaccinated us. So we survived. But most of our brothers that grew up in the interior, they died. So our population was very, very minimum. In fact, before the war, in the 1980s, our population was barely 2 million people. It's only climbed very minimally. So we cannot develop because most of us are dying. I think the number is about this number. For every 1,000 children that are born in Liberia, close to 200 will die before the age of 5. And we're dying because we don't have the infrastructure, malnourishment, and poor healthcare system, etc., etc. You name it, this is the reason why we are dying. How are we supposed to change this? If we who have been blessed to come to America, we are not doing anything about what's happening in Liberia. Thank you, government. I have that mark myself. Think about it. One of the reasons why we came to America is to look back to Liberia. Let me tell you, Singapore diaspora citizen built Singapore. In fact, there was a period in the 1940s, for the 1970s, after Mao and Xiaoping took over China, they were asking the Chinese diaspora to come back to the country. But what they did was they provided an avenue for them to bring their expertise back to the country to develop Vonjima. That's how the Chinese did it. That's how the South Korean did it. Even came out of South Korea in the 1930s and 40s. Seoul was like a village. They didn't go to different schools than we did. We got equal grades. We went to equal universities here. Better university, top quality universities. So they didn't do anything better than we know. The problem that we've had, we refuse to organize better. This is what the Singaporeans have done. This is what the South Koreans have done. This is what the Chinese did. They organized better. And the government actually buttressed that organization and fuel and pump money into that organization because the government understood one thing. If Buchanan became a massive metropolis, the government can extract massive amount of tax revenue to be able to build the infrastructure that is needed for development. There are stages of development. The traditional stage that I listed on my Facebook page some time back. And then the preparation for takeoff stage. This is where Liberia is. We are technically at the traditional stage where we don't have the decent infrastructure. Thank you. That is shot there. You know it says on me. You know it very well. From there, you go to the precondition for takeoff. Then you go to takeoff. Then you go to the point of maturity. Then you go to consumption. Most Liberians who live here in America are at the consumption stage. I wanted to look in your closet. If I were to ask my big sister, says, how many shoes you get in your closet, she can count some of the shoes. You don't even know where it is. But by the same token, if you went to Liberia, most people barely have 3-4 shoes now. I'm not saying those beat you anymore, a different story, but I'm trying to be funny a little bit. But most of us growing up, we had 2 shoes if you're lucky. Most of the time, you get only 1 pair of shoes. 1 pair of shoes. So here in America, we are at the consumption stage. How do we go back to Liberia and get her from the traditional stage to the takeoff stage where we begin to build some industry across our country, and then we take off, and then we get to maturity before we get to consumption? It would take us here in the diaspora pumping money into the country through an organized corporation. I'm not saying we just send money into the country blindly. This is an operation that will be organized here in America. We hire the professionals here in America. We decide what to invest in Liberia, and we target that industry. Look, from juicing to canning sardines and fish in the country to making salt-pork. We eat a lot of salt-pork from Sierra Leone. Don't ever think about Liberia's population as the totality of our population. No, we got 50 million people within our reach. Ivory Coast, Guinea, Sierra Leone, and us. 50 million people. So we have a massive market. Don't look at Liberian market as the only market. When I was putting together Liberian Diaspora Corporation, I looked at our market reach, which is 50 million people. That's our market reach, immediate. Now we can extend it to as far as Ghana and Burkina Faso if we can make the sardines in Liberia. Okay, right now, for example, in Burkina Faso, they produce more onion than anywhere else in Africa. Most of the onions you see coming to Liberia, some of them come from Burkina Faso. And we get soil wasting. So if the Liberian diaspora take $1 million, and let's say we bought 10,000 acres somewhere in Lofa County, and we just produce onion, we can halt the onion importation out of Guinea. And then, but guess what? We are making local Liberian millionaires in Lofa County. And then we can go to Kema and say, you know what, in Kema, you're exclusively focused on planting, for example, pineapple here. And we can start a juicing operation out of Kema County. I'm just talking something, it could be anywhere. We can go into Nima County. Nima is so vast. There's so much opportunity in Nima, I cannot even list them. From a liquor industry out of Nima County, for example, from a massive agribusiness out of Nima County, to a huge real estate operation out of places like Ganta, even San Nicolas and Seclipie, to a massive coastal city like Buchanan that we can turn into a massive metropolis, all the way down in Lexington and Barclayville. These places are laying dormant. As we start to develop the industry, Liberia population will grow. Because guess what? We'll be eating 3 times a day. We'll not be so malnourished. That means we'll live a little bit longer. Our children, most of them will not die in childbirth. The family will stay together. Most of the young girls in Liberia, and I'm saying this, somebody sometimes say, oh, Ngoba, I will have a baby for you if you can take care of it. And something happening in our country, most people don't understand it. Most of the young girls only having 1 child. 1. This is not good for our country. 1 child. They will say, but Ngoba, no matter take care of the child, Liberia ha. So it's not they have the first child, they're not having another child. How do we change this? We got to bring industry to the country. We have to enforce making sure the family stay together. We have to give the fathers and mothers job. The prospect of staying together is much higher if this is done. So our responsibility to the country is not just send home $100 or $50. It is far greater than that. And I believe through the cooperation, we can organize this. We can go back to the country to be able to effectuate some change that can truly change Banga. You think about Banga and its placement in Liberia. I want you to think about Banga and where it's located. Banga is like a feeder point. When you're coming in from Lufa, you're coming in from Nimba, you're coming in from Margibi, and I'll actually add Mozzarella into that feeder. You're coming in from Grand Bassa County. It's like a central location. This city should be like Dubai. That's how powerful Banga is. In fact, I would tell people, if you want to buy land anywhere in Liberia, buy in Banga. This is a feeder location, and for me, it's a central location for the Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund. We will utilize Banga extensively. You can build a massive factory in that location, put men to work, and actually take advantage of the opportunities in Banga because it's centrally located in Liberia, meaning we have tentacles literally in every county. We can reach any veins in the country with relative ease. And equally so, we have access to the coast because the road from Banga to anywhere in the country is literally paved into Monrovia. You can go straight from Banga to Buchanan on a paved road non-stop. This is a central location, but guess what? It's a populated location, and we can concentrate our headquarters. Even here in Banga, for example, we can have a sub-location, say in Monrovia, but Banga is an ideal location to centralize this operation, and then we can expand heavily out of Bon County, the rest of the country, and truly become a part of developing this country. We can start reaching out to my big sister that sits on me with a massive degrees here. Listen, come put your degrees to work here. Whatever you're making in America, we'll pay you the same money. Come to Liberia and help us expand the Liberian Diaspora Corporation. Says, man, what are you doing? We got our young girl. We got a garment factory here. We need you to come and help us run this operation. We'll pay you the same money you're making in America. Come down and let's develop Liberian industry. Let's leave something to our children that is far bigger than ourselves. It's all I dream about. Look, time is going. We are getting older. Pretty soon, if they're not calling up Papi already, they will soon start calling up Papi. How are we going to leave Liberia? But the last 40 years, in droves, we have come to America. We have gone to Australia. We are literally going every single place. Guys, if you want to make a comment or two, you can call into the show. The number is on the screen. Caller, you calling to chime into the show? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, are you calling to chime into the show?
Yes, I saw the number of the share purchase.
Yeah, but we live on the show now, but if you want to make a comment or two, I'll put you in live.
No.
Okay, so call back again. But after the show, you can call me back on the same number, and I will answer you, okay?
Okay.
All right. Caller, you're live. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you calling to chime in on the show?
Yeah, I'm calling to talk about the share you're talking about, Eduardo.
Okay, any question, regarding anything.
Yeah, I'm just going I wanted to ask, how can I buy my share through what means?
Okay, so there are several options. So the number that you're calling on, the number that on the screen, you can use that number. You can Zelle the money to that number. But remember, this is very important. I got people so now they will send the money to my personal Zelle, and then you're giving extra work. When you're ready to Zelle, it must say Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund. It's very important that you're going straight to the account. Once it goes to the account, you reach out to me and I will verify that information. Once I verify, I will call you. You will send me your full legal name. You will send me the name of your beneficiary and their date of birth, and then you will send me your address. I will process your information. I will send you your share purchase agreement. I will send you your certificate, and I will send you your prospectus in the mail. It will come to you directly.
Okay, so through this number, right?
Yeah, this number. You can Zelle through that number. If you cannot Zelle, you can wire the money. You can walk into any Bank of America and deposit the money. You can transfer the money. You can, so many different ways, but you can also call me and I can walk you through it.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
I appreciate that, guys. Yes, also, you can call the number on the screen. If you're interested in purchasing a share, you can call directly. You can call me. You can go to any Bank of America and deposit the money into Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund account. I will also post the information again. If you went to my site, we shut down the website because a lot of people were not visiting. So we are creating a massive Facebook page for the site now. We'll transfer everything to the Facebook. Will be on that particular Facebook page. So you can also go to the Facebook page and do everything. Like I said, we start very small. Right now we are 120,000 US dollars. But like I said, the share price is $100 per share. We are targeting $25 million over 2 years. We've been gone a little over 6 months. The reason why it's very, very slow, a lot of people, everybody work. I have to leave my job. I don't have a job. I do the show during the day. So the time is not really there to go from people's house all over New England. We had our first event here in Lowell, Massachusetts. A lot of people did not show up. That was very expensive. We're not doing that again. So what we're trying to do now is to go from churches to people baby shower, to birthday party, to wherever we can go. The minimum amount for a share is $100 per share. Each share, one share is $100. You can buy one share, you can buy 5,000 shares. It's up to you. The maximum is 5,000 shares. Caller, you're live, your name and where you calling from, and what's your take?
Oh, my name is Morris Tucker. I'm calling from U.S.
Yep, Mr. Tape, you're live. What's your question?
Oh, the question is, I just wanted to turn. I see. My question is, I wanted to get that number you're talking about. What you're saying is very interesting.
Yeah.
We'll look at the details of it.
Okay. So if you call me, I will send you a very 15-minute video. It explains everything. Or you can talk to me personally directly, and I will explain everything to you. But that very number on the screen, that's 774-578-1963. You can buy share from anywhere in the world. Anywhere. And I get people buy share from Liberia. I get people buy share from Kenya. I get people buy share from Canada, from Australia, from anywhere in the US. You can buy share from anywhere globally. Okay? Okay. So that the number you can call. Yeah, what's your question?
What's your name?
My name is Ansu Opadwalu.
Oh, Andrew Opadwalu.
Yeah. Okay? All right.
Okay.
Yep. And I will send you some flyers too if you want. I'll send some information to you. So yeah, guys, the numbers on the screen. You can purchase the share directly. Some people deposit the money. You deposit the money, you send me your receipt. I verify in the account. Once the money is there, I process your documentation. I'll mail your certificate to you. Several people on the screen here have bought shares. The money going to them. Like I said, we continue to raise the money. The money raising is slow because we don't have the funding to really go full blast. A lot of times, like I said, to raise money in America, to raise $1, it costs anywhere from 10 cents to 90 cents just to raise $1 in America. We don't even get it for 10 cents to raise the money. So we are raising the money in this fashion. And we, like I said, we have reached out to our government. Some promises have been made. We are really struggling to really get on the road. I cannot do this alone. I must bring at least 3 women, 2 more men on board with me. And this has to be their full-time job. We have to travel all here in America, if possible, in Australia, to be able to raise this money. And that's the goal. Caller, you're live. Your name and where you calling from?
Hi, Mr. Dwalo. My name is Ami.
Okay.
I've been following this Liberia Diaspora Equity Fund from the onset on the Spoon Network to where you are on the Class Reloaded.
Yeah.
Liberia as a whole is so polarized on party line. So how do you address the issue? Because somebody would say, "Oh, he's pro-United Party, and I'm, ANC or CDC or whatever." How do you address it? How do you get these people on board?
That's a very good question. And let me answer you directly. I've answered the question a million times, but let me answer you. That's a good question. I'm going to say this to you, Sesame. The issue of politics will always be in a society that we have not gotten to a level where we don't know how to divorce politics from something that's going to help us collectively. So I've had people say, "Oh, Mr. Dwalu, you don't raise the money so you can make Honorable Bwaka succeed, so you can invest in the country, so you can know that President Bwaka is succeeding." I've heard that many times. Some people say, "Oh, you didn't let our leader, so we're not going to contribute." And I've told them this. Liberia is far bigger than our petty differences of political bickering that we do in the country. Every single time we just focus entirely on partisanship, we're not going to get anywhere. This is not something that is done entirely by me. This is something that will be done by all of us. Any Liberian can come on and become an executive on this operation. I don't care about your party line. I know some people will get hard feelings because you support one person or another. I heard people say, "Oh, Dwalo, don't have any politics. Don't support anybody." I don't support anybody. I support Liberia. Even on the Class Reloaded where I am, I support Liberia. I champion the cause of Liberia. Anything that is good in Liberia, I'm going to support it. But Sister Ami, I'm going to say this to you. Not everybody will support you. Even Jesus Christ himself has enemies. People will just make up stuff because they feel it is in their feeling. In our country now, people deify their political leaders, then they care about the country. Everything that I've said here is to lift Liberia. It's not to push a single agenda. And my goal is to lift Liberia. And I will continue to do this. I cannot tell anybody what to do. I know not everybody is going to try to lift Liberia through this means. You say, oh, because you did not support this person. I understand that. But my thing is, my focus cannot be on that. My focus would be to find a way to raise this money. If I raise 15 million, we'll work with 15 million. If I raise 10 million, we'll work with 10 million. If I raise 5 million, we'll work with 5 million. But we got to start somewhere to be able to lift this country. It cannot be about politics all the time. We are all political beings, every single body, and it doesn't matter who comes and does this. The person will have some political leaning. I don't care how they spin it. So somebody will find some for. I cannot really worry about that. That's the only response I got for you for that. Once again, anybody who has anything, this is all business, not politics. That's absolutely the right, Sheriff. You know, some people will get, there's old Dwalu, you didn't support my political party, or you said my party is not the right person. Let me tell you, I am not registered with any political party, but I support development in Liberia. And the person that pushes development in my country, I'm going to support the act of that pushing of that development for Liberia, not an individual. I hold loyalty to no man. My loyalty is to the Republic. And sometimes people find it very difficult to make that distinction between loyalty to country and support for an act that is improving the standard of living in Riverside County. And I don't know what people don't understand that. We all have to remember that president come and president go. Absolutely, Liberia remains. Marcia, you're absolutely right. And sometimes people don't understand this. President come and president go. Our goal here is the minimum is about 10 shares. No, the minimum game is 1 share. If you want to buy only 1 share, that's what you get. Our goal minimally is to make sure each Liberian in the diaspora can buy 10 shares. That's our goal, which is $1,000. Our goal is to buy 10 shares. I just call you, Eduardo, but no answer. Israel Jackson, maybe somebody was on the line. If you call back right now, the line is vacant. And hopefully dial the right number. Our goal is to make sure each person buys 10 shares. 10 shares, our goal. But if you get money for 10 shares, you can buy 1 share. If I have several people that buy 50 shares, one person bought 50 shares. There's a lady out of Atlanta, she bought over 60 shares. I have a bunch of 30 and 20 shares. I have a lot of 10 shares. I have a lot of 5 shares, 18 shares, 15 shares. So people buying, they want it able. And I tell people, if you want to buy 10 shares or 20 shares, you get all the money. You don't have to buy it one time. Put your money aside. Or you can say, and what I have some Liberian doing, they will call it, Dwalu, I have my late $200. But I won't buy 2 shares. I won't buy 10 shares. Am I need be in the system? Every month or every 2 weeks, I will save my other money and add it on when you retain share, I buy it. Whatever way you can do it. All the way we live in America, we know the system is very difficult. Call it your live, your name, and where you calling from.
Hello.
Hi.
Dwalu there?
Yeah, Dwalu, I'm live.
Yeah, okay, my name is Menka. I want to ask a quick question.
Yes, any question, sir?
Okay. I don't know, do you have any businesses in mind in Liberia that are targeting you?
Yes, we have 5 businesses in mind.
Okay.
I will list them again for you, and that's the only question.
Yes.
Okay, I will list them. Just listen.
Okay.
So we on our website when we were up, like I said, we're shifting everything to a live Facebook page. We have suggested the first 5 businesses in Liberia. Remember, every business we decide to invest in, the shareholders will have to vote and agree on that business. If you bought 1 share, you get 1 vote. If you bought 50 shares, you got 50 votes. So the first business we want to invest into Liberia is to buy maybe and to build, invest in the large-scale rice production operation, mechanized rice farming. That's the first operation. We'll build the warehouses in 3 locations, and we can process the rice. We bring the machinery in. That's the first investment. We are looking around $15 million into that first project, into the rice mechanization. Number 1. Now, we are not going to do all of this at one. We start with 1 business and we work our way on. So we're listing the first 5 businesses. Number 2, we want to buy 5 fishing boats. These boats are big enough to take anywhere from 50 to 100 men to sea for 30 days. We built a cold storage somewhere in the southeast. Maybe we build a cold storage in Buchanan and one in Monrovia. The ships go to sea and they bring the ship in this cold storage. We package them for the market, for our 50 million people market. That includes Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea, and Ivory Coast. So a large-scale fishing industry. That's second option. Number 3, we want to invest into an agro business, meaning we eat cassava leaf, we eat potato green, we eat tawagi, palm butter here in America. We want to be able to process that massive factory in Liberia, another $10 million we can invest into an agro business in Liberia, and then we ship the goods to the American market. Most people don't understand. We have an agreement with the American. If we meet USDA standards, we can ship to the US market. So most of your cassava leaf you see here, or the palm butter that we can can them right in Liberia. We open a massive factory. We can do a lot of stuff in Liberia, from kitty to small thing like that, and ship it to the US market. That's another option. Number 4, we want to invest in the large-scale garment factory in the country. That you see like a massive Amazon-style warehouse where we buy the industrial machines. We can make from jean trousers to T-shirts to most of the clothes that are imported. You see down water, we can create them right in Liberia, right there through the factory, the garment factory. Number 5, we want to do a large-scale cassava consolidation operation. To be able to ship the goods to market. If you went online, you can get a medium-sized container ship that take anywhere from 20 to 40 containers. They cost around $5 to $10 million per ship. And we've spoken to the Chinese. They are interested. If we can produce the cassava on a considerable volume, they are willing to buy the cassava. So I'll give you an example. You would just call, let's assume you own 100 acres somewhere in Bon County. The Liberian Diaspora Corporation can come to you and say, listen, my man, we can help you invest $10-15 million into your, $15,000 into your farm, grow the cassava, and the cassava you grow will buy it. We build our warehouses across the country, and then we ship the cassava out of the country. So these are the first 5 suggestions. Now, eventually, we intend to go into from carpentry to woolwork operations to small manufacturing, wheelbarrow factory, shovel factory, construction, road construction, engineering firm. That's little down the road. One of the things we intend to do through the Liberian Diaspora Corporation is to build the Liberian Diaspora Hospital, is to build the Liberian Diaspora Bank, is to build the Liberian Diaspora University in Liberia. So this is part of the dream. Now, as the dream unfolds, we embed other entities in the operation. Let's assume you own a small carpenter shop in Liberia and you're making benches and chairs and living room set. We can come to you and say, my man, don't be sitting down outside here. We'll build a warehouse for you. Or we do this, do that. We buy the machinery. We can make the same quality benches and chair that they're selling in the Lebanese people's store, but it's produced right here in Liberia at its highest quality. That I'm free. Nothing here is free. It's an investment. We monitor that investment, and then we recoup our money through share ownership, or we create it ourselves from scratch. That's what we intend to do from the beginning. Now, as time go on, the shareholders will have the option to suggest any kind of business to invest into. If it makes economic sense and we see the profitability and we have a massive margin in our environment, we invest in it and we monitor it. Remember, all our shareholders, all our officials, not all the shareholders rather, all the officials, the executives of the corporation will have to be living in Liberia. They will have to be domiciled in Liberia. You live in Liberia, run the operation in Liberia. It doesn't mean you can't come to and visit your family, of course, but you'll be working in Liberia to help us run the operation. So this is the corporation. It's an American registered corporation with the sole intent to invest in Liberia. That's what we intend to do. That was a great question, sir. Thank you so much. Anybody else has any question, call into the show. Let's talk about this. And let's continue to do this. Marcy, a million. We had a website. We took it down. People now visiting the website, and we kept paying the money, so we decided to take it down. We are reverting to entire Facebook post because Facebook page. Our people, they love the Facebook more than the website, so we decided to shift it from there. But if you reach out the number on the screen, I can send you any information you want, or you can go to the State of Massachusetts website. The Secretary of State, you type in the Liberian Diaspora Corporation, Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund. It will pop up, and you can read anything you want there. The article incorporation, everything is there as well. If you believe that it's more independent for you, or I can send it to you if you want. Reach out, anything you want to do. I agree, Dwana. Every Liberian in the diaspora should invest in this. Look, if we want to go home, it's $100 per share. One share is $100. $100 per share. You can buy one share, or you can buy up to 5,000 shares. The cap is 5,000 shares. We've issued 250,000 shares. And I want to make this very, very clear. If we finish the 250,000 shares, if you did not buy, this is important because Eduardo, you didn't tell us. We issued 250,000 shares. If you do not buy any share and we run out of the shares that we have sold, out of the 250,000 shares, this is extremely important. Dwalu, we cannot issue any more shares unless a majority of the shareholders vote to do so. Let me give you an example. Let's assume the share finished and we raised our $25 million. And we decided to invest in the large-scale fishing industry. We buy the 5 ships. They cost around $500,000 a piece. We buy 5 of them. We build a cold storage. We invest the first $10 million into this large-scale fishing industry. And we start making small money. And now the share price that was bought at $100, now the share price is, let's assume it's $500. If you want to come in at that time and we issue new share, you will be buying the share at $500 per share. It will no longer be $100 per share. That is important. However, if the current shareholders decide not to issue any more share, nobody can ever join again. Only people that are currently in that. So let's assume the people that already bought share, let's say we only began 10,000 people that own the company. And there 10,000 people say, you know what, wrong? And 6,000 people say, nope, we're not issuing share. There's nothing we can do. There will be no more share issue. Let's assume the Liberian government wants to build the road from the southeast into Monrovia. Maybe the corporation, when we get the hand now, we say, listen, we can, for instance, let me give you an example. Our current airport, we borrow, I think, $50 million to build the airport. If we raise our money, we start making some serious money, we can buy the studies out of our airport. The Liberian Diaspora Corporation can own the airport. We can literally own the airport. Our RA can be owned by the Liberian Diaspora Corporation. We buy the Saudis out, we take over the loan, and then we take over the management of the airport. We come up with a new agreement with the Liberian government, for example. In fact, one of the things that I have a dream for is to have the Liberian airline back owned by the Liberian Diaspora Corporation. And I don't want anybody to tell me that this is a big dream. It is not a big dream. Through the corporation, we can really do this. Look, the kind of money that I'm talking about, I want you guys to take a very, very simple example. We import about $200 million worth of rice into the country every single year. $200 million worth of rice into the country every single year. Let's assume, for the sake of argument, and we only capture 20% of that market. That's $40 million. Let's assume our profit on that is $10 million per year. I just give an example. That's $10 million we just made out of the rest market. Every year, that's $10 million. Let's assume now we got a fishing industry. We make another $10, $15 million in profit from the fishing industry. Let's assume we got a garment factory. Simply, Sylvester, to buy a share, you can call that number. We can send you all the information. Like I said, we took the website down. A lot of people were not visiting the website. We have barely 2 people visiting per day. It was up for 6 months. We took it down, and we are reverting. We're taking everything over to a Facebook page, and everything will be there. The procedure to buy shares is very simple. One, you can call me. The number, I can send you all the information, the process. You can mail your money. You can wire your money. You can Zelle your money. And then we will send you your share purchase agreement. We'll send you your share certificate. We'll send you your prospectus in the mail. Everything will be mailed to your address directly. On your share purchase agreement, on your share certificate, you will have your full name, your full legal name, and your beneficiary on that share purchase certificate as well. The certificate looks something like this. It looks something like this. Color your life, your name, and where you calling from. Yep, say your piece.
I just want to know, and next month, I just want to know next month we're gonna buy in a share of 1,000.
Yeah, you can buy a share next month.
Okay, I will do that. I'll buy the share, me and my wife name.
Yeah, that's fine. You can buy it. You and your wife. You can even buy it in the name of your corporation. You can buy it in your children's name. They don't have to be in America. They can be anywhere. Now, I got to hide this person's name. This person bought 50 shares, but I got to hide their name. I'm making you. But the share certificate looks like this. So, how do I? Hey, my people are going to get in trouble. I got to hide this person's name. So that's it then. I got to hide this person's name. But the share certificate, it looks like this. So you're gonna be able to do it. So now how it looks like. I don't have that. So that what a share certificate looks like. It has all your information on it. Whatever you need, you call us, and then we go from there. You can purchase it. We are open. We've been going for almost 7 months now. We are only raising the money over a 2-year period. Right now, we've had commitment 120,000 so far. It is very, very slow, but our goal is to really raise this money. Like I say, I really have to leave my job. Been saying this forever, but you know, all that love of money in the country. Okay, so Vesta, the number is on the screen. So the number is 774-578-1963. If you call me, I will send you all the information to be able to purchase your share. And then we're going to, why if you buy 5 shares and decide to buy an extra 5 share after a month. Yes, you can do that. A lot of people doing that. It's up to you. You can even buy 1 share and buy 10 shares later on. It's up to you. However, you have a confirm. Right now, you got 1 year, 5 months remaining to do that. Call it your life.
Hi, my name is Yasa Chi. I'm calling from Texas.
Hey, Yasa, what's up, man?
I know. First of all, I want people you don't even call when you call your rule, you do on your line, you can call my name.
Hey, go. I hold your phone. Sorry for it.
And a quick question. How much is each share for?
So each share is $100.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to know. So, and then in order for us to get to you guys, how do we get to you?
So the number you calling on, you call this very number, and then anything you need, and I will just text it back to you. Before I would just transfer people to the website, but people are not ready to go on the website. So we took it down because we don't want to pay that money because, so for instance, the actual share price is $90, but you pay $10 fee, and that fee I use to mail it to you, that fee I use to pay the phone bill that you're calling on right now, that fee I use to pay state, all kind of yama inside. All of those are detailed. They're broken down. So you call this very number. That's your Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund number that you can call anytime, and you will get me directly, and then I will send you any information you need.
I got text you. Is that all right?
Yeah, you can text as well. Yes, you can text as well. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
You guys.
Ooh. Okay. Yasa, sorry, Mama. If let me call you back before you say, hey, hold on. Let me call Yasa back. At that point, it gets more wild. Was it Yasa? No. Here you go. Which one was Yasa? Oh, Yasa Chie. Somebody called. Hello?
Hello, this is Lucinda Malu calling from Poland, Oregon.
Hey, you're all there in Poland. You're not the National Guard from your city? That is your really on your case. How's up, man? Okay. Okay, good. Okay, good. So I'm telling you, I say, hey, Poland. Yeah, get this nonsense. But what's up?
I just wanted to encourage everybody.
Thank you.
That have been calling and people that feel discouraged. We see in Burkina Faso, people doing a thing that the diaspora that make that happen.
Yeah.
And we see in South Africa, wheresoever the Tutsi and Husi was, that doing a thing, that the diaspora people from that country make it happen. Yeah. When they can make it happen, we the Liberians can make it happen too. And I feel bad that we all thinking about politics. Some of us that talk for Joseph Nima. It's not because we are United Party people.
Thank you.
It's because we are Liberians.
Thank you.
And what is going on in Liberia, what has been going on, is not good. It's so heartbreaking. And our pockets are going to suffer when things go on in Liberia. That's why we're talking.
That's it.
If Parker they don't do well, we'll still talk.
Yeah.
So I guess encouraging everybody that have been calling in and thinking about this particular idea that Tualu brought up. I'm encouraging all Liberians all around the world to take it serious.
Yeah.
Because we can do it.
Yeah, we
it's
can.
It's about time that we take hold of our own economy.
Absolutely.
And we can do it. Once upon a time, my dad wanted to create a flour factory.
Oh, God.
In our same place. And from cassava, he planted cassava in Drawson, Sano County.
Oh,
when
God.
they dig up that cassava, they saw a long, big old cassava coming from all of that particular area.
Wow.
The people were stealing it. But we still make money out of that farm, so we can do it. We Liberians can do our own thing. I was surprised that I heard we were buying pepper from Guinea.
Yes.
We in Liberia.
Yeah.
That they thinking just on the border, they just drop the poo on the soil of Liberia from that hot pepper, and it used to grow anywhere in Liberia.
Yeah.
We don't want to be buying pepper.
Yo.
So let's all of us join together, support what Guadu is doing, buy your one share. If you don't have the money, you can only $100. How many times we go through the drive-through to now try and eat all our burger there, for free?
Oh, Mama, so thank you so much.
We have invested into this particular country. Yeah. We invested in shares, mutual funds, and things. I personally got it going.
Yeah.
If I get doing in America, why can't I do it in Liberia?
Yeah.
Wherever come from other days, a benefit for yourself and the generation that behind you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is a great call. I really appreciate that. And yeah, we got to do something, my people. And you got to remember, I got to remind you about this. This is not Dwalu thing. This is not anybody thing. Tomorrow morning, God favor me cheeks can become the presidency of the Liberian Diaspora Corporation. The standards will be set by the board of directors that we will hire here in America on the site, and people will vote on. They say, listen, no, they hire the person that the shareholders will vote. We'll set a criteria that they have to meet, and then the board of directors. So if you are a senior manager, if the people feel you're not doing well, the shareholders can vote you out. That I'm a power fan, enough for anybody, enough for this, that. So it's not one person thing. We will not be here forever. Somebody will come after us, but we have to build something. We have to build something in Bapolu City. We really have to in Bapolu. We have to build something that we can look back and say, when we were in America, we did this. And this is something that what I'm putting for. One of the things that I'm very afraid of, and I really mean this. In Liberia, there's a talk in Liberia that can hear me. Every time they deport somebody, I remember I was in Liberia for a very long time. One time in Liberia for 6 months. And the people say they deported me. And Liberian people, when you're still in Liberia small, and I was running my operation there. They say, hey, they may not stay here, they deport you again. Going out of America. Saying they came, mind you, I was renting in some kind of place inside Police Academy. I was paying $250 a month. So this was a decent quality plan. About 2009, they said they deported me. What they did, they stay 50 years in America. They didn't get any coupa here. Even though I didn't care about that, but I know this is sometimes what people say. Would they tell us that we live all these years in America? What did we do in Liberia? Even though, yes, I know we support a lot of ventures in the country. I know if we start sending money to Liberia today, the entire economy will collapse. I understand this. Trust me. We are sending more money home in Liberia than the entire national budget of our republic. Well, with the exception of the most recently submitted budget of $1.2 billion. But we are sending more money, $800 million last year. All that money we send to the country, nothing we have organized strategically to transform the country. And this is the task that we have been tasked with, to be able to at least transform Liberia through our ingenuity. We all day we go to book, we go to school here, we say we learn book. How have we translated that book in Liberia? The only question I get. The only time Liberian man book can be manifested is when he or she takes government job in Liberia. Then that book you learn. The only time, the only time, most of the time, let me just take a small from on top of it. Most of the time, the only time Liberian book can wear is when he go to government in Liberia. Can we change this together? Can we change this together? Where they can say they only come for government job. Now they come to run a factory. Now they come to establish a whole new cement factory in the country to be able to change conditions in our country. Caller, you're live, your name and where you calling from.
Hey, I'm George Davis. This is George
Hey,
Davis.
Mr. Davis, what's going on, sir?
Yes, sir. Listen, man, I've been following you, and I kind of really interested in tell you the motivation you have, that pushing everything so far, following, the Diaspora Fund, Equity Fund. I want to, so do you, as you said, do you pay, is it shares, is 10 shares?
No, one share is $100. You can buy one share, you can buy 5,000 shares, up to you.
Shares,
$100 per one shares, yeah.
Okay, so you got time limit on this thing. I'm just getting it. I need to get it.
Okay, so when you call me or you send me a text message, I will send you information on your phone. But the time limit is originally the Alico Incorporation with the state of Massachusetts. This will run for the first 2 years to be able to raise the money. So we have gone for a little over 6 months. So you got 1 year, 6 months to be able to invest. Or this is important. We issued 275,000 shares. If the 275,000 share finish, we finish. You understand me? So whichever comes first. Yes.
Okay, whichever comes first.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you send me details?
So send me a text message after the show. I'll be sending a lot of people messages and filling it in. Yes. So I will send it to you. Just send me a text and then I'll respond to you. Okay. And Rose, somebody said, Rose Dwalu, how can Liberian in the diaspora who live outside the U.S. buy shares? Okay, there are several ways you can buy shares. You can wire the money to the account. That's one option. You can mail the money. So I can send you the address to the Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund. So I will mail it. If you text me, I will send you the information. But it's Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund, P.O. Box 13, Milford, Milford, Massachusetts 01757. That's the address to mail your money. A lot of people mail checks from Australia, some from Canada. They mail their checks, and then I deposit your check into the equity fund account, and then I mail you your share certificate. So there's an option. If you're living outside the U.S., you can if you don't have Zelle, you can mail the money directly. You can mail it. I mean, not the money. Don't send cash, please. I don't accept cash under any circumstance. I remember, not going to email for free. I want paper trail on everything I do. You only can send check, cashier's check. You can go to the post office. You get a post-dated check, but it has to be something with paper trail. There has to be a paper trail. Absolutely paper trail. I don't accept cash. That's one thing I don't do. And so that's another way you can do it as well. But if you're in the U.S., you can Zelle it. We don't do Cash App. Cash App is not safe. People say, oh, Dalu, nope, we don't do Cash App. Your money got to be traceable, trackable. I understand Cash App does that, but Cash App is easily hackable. And without taking our rate, money will not be in about more. Anyway, you look at it. I'd rather you not buy, then to say the two Cash App, next thing you know, the money can be found. That's a problem. So I'll let you Zelle it. It goes from account to account. You mail it, you wire it, or you can, you walk into Bank of America. Any Bank of America in America, you can walk into Bank of America, and I can send the account information to you. A lot of people have done that. And you're walking to the bank, and they deposit the money directly into the Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund account. Once they deposit the money, they get a receipt. I take that receipt, I put it part of my documentation, and then I'll mail you your share certificate. Everything has to be tracked. Once again, the number is on the screen. I just came in, for today. I think we are solid so far. And those of you guys who reached out to me and wanted to be a part of the weekend show, I will try to talk about, yes, anybody can invest. You don't have to be Liberian. Anybody can invest. Anybody. My G, yes. Can a non-Liberian invest? Yes. Anybody can invest. As long as a non-Liberian understand that the sole intent of this operation is to have investment only in Liberia. We are investing only in Liberia, nowhere else. Only in Liberia. So anybody can invest. Yes, I have a couple of people who are non-Liberian that are bought shares already. They are interested as well to buy shares to invest into Liberia. And that's our goal. And like I said, most of you guys who bought shares, we always love your recommendations. And since Garmin called me today, he said, Mr. Dwalu, and this is our idea to come on every Saturday. So before the show come on, what I'll be doing, I will come on the first 30 minutes or 1 hour before, give you some updates on the Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund, how the fund is going, where we are, what we intend to raise. Like I said, I know a lot of you guys reach out to me. Dwalu, you support the government. The government should be on board with this. We have rating. Yes, we've done this to the government, a public-private partnership, because it costs money to raise money. And this is why we are stalling. Presently, we would have raised over $10 million right now. $10 million, $15 million at this point if I was doing this full time. If this was my only job, that's what I'm trying to do. This would be my only job. Aluba, each share is $100 United States per one share. $100 United States per share. So anybody can buy a share from anywhere globally. Another thing, actually, Mr. Bob, please, I'm going to be a little stereotypical, but it's not intentional. You just reminded me. And I had a brother of mine, he's a full brother of mine. He called me and said, Dwalu, don't overlook investing into animal husbandry, and we were talking about it because his father owned a massive cow operation out of Cape Mount, or Bapuru somewhere, and he was telling me about it. I said, yeah, this is something we could consider into cow farming, into pig farming, into chicken poultry farming. It's another venture we can massively consider. Like I said, we are open to any kind of venture that will create job in the country and make our shareholders money, and that is profitable primarily. Caller, you're live. Your name and where you calling from?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Doyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want for you to make something clear to the public. Whether someone can buy share with credit card.
Yeah, but the way you're doing it, we don't have a credit card machine to say you call me, you say you want buy share with your credit card. However, you can go to you can Zelle using your credit card. I don't know if you can link that account to your credit card and then you Zelle the money. Yes, you can do it with your credit card. But to call me on the phone while I take your credit card, I don't have that kind of access to take your credit card and swap it. However, if you walk into a Bank of America and you can transfer that money from that credit card to the account.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's one. And secondly,
Mm-hmm.
you said I have something like you can buy something into your cooperative or what, because I have a school which is registered with the LRA. I pay taxes, everything. In case you want to buy share in your school.
Yeah, you can buy share in your school name. I've had a couple of people already done buy share in the business name. Let's assume your school is called Madam Swakoko Elementary School, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. So we can put it, the share name will be in Madam Swakoko Elementary School, and you can make the school the direct beneficiary of that corporation. So basically, let's say you bought 10 share in the school name, and now the corporations are making money. Now that 10 share is worth $10,000, for example. That money go towards the school. So if we are going to pay dividends, for example, you can see no wrong, let it go towards the upkeep of the school. Yes, you can do that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, Grace. You know what? Let me see if I can post the account information here. But on this one here, I have it on my phone. I don't know if I'll be able to load it up here. Let me see if I can load it up here while you guys are here. It's another way to be able to load it up there, the account information. Anybody can be able to get that. Philadelphia, you're welcome.
Yeah, hello?
Hi.
Yeah, that's me. Hey, Morris.
Hey, Morris, how you doing, sir?
Well, I'm fine. You?
Good.
Yeah, this program is very much interesting.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Mr. Duaru, how you doing?
I'm excellent. You're live, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so, like you say, $100 per share.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What I would do, I want him to do is to send me all the information. How to send it.
Text me.
Whether to send me a text or a meeting.
Yeah, just text the number you're calling on, text the number, and I will forward all the information to you. Just text me. So now you text me, I will send everything to you. Guy, I cannot put pictures up there. So what I'm going to do is, if anybody interested, this number, text the number after the show. I will just say that, be forwarding to people until our Facebook page come back online. Like I said, we took down the website. Nobody really visiting. There was no reason to be spending money on the website. We could put it back online if people really begin interest again. It's going to cost another $1,000 to put it back online. And yes, that's some of the fees you pay. That's how sometimes we use the fees to put the website back online. But we decided because people were not using it, people love the Instagrams and Facebook. So we are constructing a beautiful Facebook page that now will launch. So people can just go to the Facebook page, all the information you're requesting. If you went on my personal page, most of the information is there. You can go there and do that as well. But I will send it to anybody who will send it to me. I will just send you a link. You send it to me, I will send you a link, and I will send you all the information that you need to know to purchase your information, to have the account number, registry, everything will be there. And you just go from there. You can say you can wire the money, you can mail the money, you can sell the money, you can not cash out. We don't do cash out. Because cash out, we believe it's not safe. It's about Liberian people money. Liberian people money. Nobody's gonna get down my head. That one thing I'm afraid of, I'm terrified of that. That's why I put a lock on the account until the 2-year elapse, and then we'll see how much we raised. I can show anybody who bought share and say, hey, this is what's in the account. You can see it. And then we go from there. But the goal is to be able to raise this money. And I believe, look, if we raise $5 million, we start something with it. I don't have to raise the $25 million. If the 2 year over and we raise $5 million, $5 million is more than enough to start something decent in the country. We will vote on it. We say, you know what, wrong. Instead of 5 ships, let's buy 2 ships. They cost $500,000 a piece, 2 vessels, fishing vessels. Instead of 3 cold storage, we build 1 cold storage. We open the sardine factory in the back. We can in right there, and for the Liberian market, for example. I'll give you an example. Or instead of doing that, we'll open the shovel factory and the wheelbarrow factory. Those 2 things can cost $1 million. We can build a shovel and wheelbarrow factory right in Kakatan, and we build that process. We can start with shovel and wheelbarrow factory right in Liberia. We can start a large-scale coal factory. Instead of cutting the trees down in Liberia, we'll go to China, we'll buy the machinery. We come there right in Montreal, all the things in Liberia, the sawdust, so everything, we make coal right in Liberia for the Liberian market. So there are so many options to be done in Liberia. Remember, before I leave you, I want to remind you the aim of the Liberian Diaspora Corporation. We got 5 basic goals for the Liberian Diaspora Corporation. Number 1, our primary goal is to make our shareholders money. That's number 1. Our primary goal is to make our shareholders money. Number 2 is to create thousands of jobs across the country so we can put our men and women to work. Private sector jobs across the country. Number 3 is to build Liberian industry. That's our third objective, is to build Liberian industry across Liberia that we control. Number 4 is to have economic influence in the country, economic control that we have. I want to control the ports. I want to control imports and exports. I want to control what products come to my country. I want to make sure we become the millionaires in Liberia and not somebody else. This is very important to me. Number 5, I want to get Liberian expertise back to the country so we can begin to truly develop our country. That is the goal of the Liberian Corporation. And foundationally, we want to build initially the Liberian Diaspora Bank, the Liberian Diaspora Hospital, and the Liberian Diaspora University, so we can truly control the direction of our country and not allow people from outside to come and dictate to us how we govern our society, how we develop, how we dissipate our culture. Look, the only way we can maintain our culture and our traditions, we have to have money to be able to do this. And if we don't create local millionaires in Bapolu, people in Bapolu will be cajoled. If we don't control local millionaires in Cape Mount, B Mountain will take all our gold and diamond. If B Mountain want to do diamond and gold business in Liberia, the Liberian Diaspora Corporation can partner with us. We own 50% in the gold mines. So while they're shipping $800 million out of the country, $400 million goes to the Liberian Diaspora Corporation. If Meta Steel comes to the country, they want to do something, the Liberian Diaspora Corporation is in place. Now we become a multi-billion-dollar company. We say, you know what, wrong? You want to mine iron ore out of here? We are interested. We want 40%. All of this iron ore mine, the oil wells. We want part of the oil wells. But the only way we can be able to do this, we have to put ourselves in the position to be able to do this. If we can build a multi-million-dollar corporation, hopefully a multi-billion-dollar corporation in Liberia, any company that comes to Liberia, they will get to pass through us. When our government doing the legislation, we coming in because we got economic clout. We say, listen, senators and representatives, the Liberian Diaspora Corporation can build the roads. The people charging us $300 million to build a road. Liberian Diaspora Corporation will build the road for the $300,000. This is our country. We'll build the roads to standards, and we are going to put a toll on the road. Let Liberian be the millionaires. We will issue additional shares. We build our own road. The same way it's done in New Jersey. The same way it's done in New York City. The same way it's done globally, because I want us to control Liberia. So now, instead of some foreign firm giving us $50 million and taking about $150 million from us because they gave a loan to build a small airport, the corporation can pour $100 million into a spanning Liberian airport and make it a modern facility, but we manage the airport through a contract and agreement with the corporation. Don't doubt this. I don't want you to doubt this. The expertise does this. Where we don't have the expertise, we will hire the expertise, but we will become the ones in control. We will pay the experts, but we are creating local millionaires in Nima County. That's what I want. I want the millionaires scattered all over Ban and Secretary and Saniquete and Ganta. Let the millionaires be locally based Liberian millionaires. This is the only way we develop. If we don't create local Liberian millionaires, we will not develop. We will not develop. And this is the opportunity for us to work together to be able to change the narrative in Liberia so we can just be in America and sending $100 home. Now, if your brother call you, say, my man, I got money. Go to the factory in Kakata. I own share in the Liberian Diaspora Corporation. Let them get you job. They're paying $300, they're paying $400 more. Go make WeBuy and shovel that we can sell locally. And then now we can push to monopolize that market. We say, listen, we don't want no WeBuy imported to Liberia. We are producing it locally. We don't want shovels imported here. We are producing them locally. We don't want them to be importing here, paying here. We're producing them locally. But guess what? We are producing, instead of bringing motorcycles in the country, we start with assembly. Eventually, we can manufacture motorcycle right in Liberia. It's a simple operation. I was in Calcutta, India. This is very simple process. Nothing but molding and simple smelting. All the platforms, any car that is made today, anywhere in the world, they take parts from all around, they assemble them. That's how it's being done. So we don't have to make everything in Liberia. We can order the parts and we assemble the motorcycles in Liberia. We assemble the tricycles in Liberia. That three-tire motorcycle, we get a small dump truck on the back. We can make them right in Liberia through the Liberian Diaspora Corporation. So our farmers can have something to be riding around. So instead of you buying keke for 5,000, that same keke you can buy it for 2,000 in Liberia because we are producing them locally. That is the aim of the corporation. And I want to thank you guys. We'll be beginning our Saturday show going forward. I know a few guys have reached out to me. Please reach out this week again. Let me have the official list. I have some lists just to reconfirm that you are committed for Saturday and Sunday so we can have the show going forward. And like I said, going forward, the first 30 minutes of every day, I will do my best to talk about the Liberian Diaspora Equity Fund and how we can aggressively push to raise this money, how I can find a way to leave my job to pull 4 other men away from their jobs so they can be able to join this effort so we can go around the country, go around the globe to raise this money. Once again, thank you so much. And to my brother Junior Hezekiah, talk about welcome, my brother. How's everything with you? How about a hypocrite? Okay, talk about call the show. I'm begging you. I want for you to call. I'm waiting for your call. The number on the screen. Every day you can say the one thing, but you can't call. You come on my page, you say the same thing, you can't call. Call now, my picking. I'm begging you to call. So we're gonna put talk about on blast. Junior Hezekiah talk about hypocrite and corny that what made me hypocrite my beginning? You say I left Stanton show that made me hypocrite. I'm begging you, my man. I'm political talking. So I want you to call the show before I leave. So call the show. Junior Hezekiah Topa, my own brother. Call the show. Let hear your take. Don't be a coward now. I want you to call the show. I'm waiting for your call. Thank you, Edward. Hezekiah, waiting for you, my man. Call the show. Oh, my brother, Hezekiah, you can call now. Oh, so all the things talking you keyboard jarring, you can just stay behind the computer. I mean, behind your screen and talk. All kind of nonsense. You want to call to talk to your friend, man. Hello? Hello? Yeah, who's this? Oh, Mr. Reeves, how you doing, sir?
Not bad, and you?
I'm doing excellent, sir. How's everything with you?
Okay, I'm trying to get the information concerning how I can purchase.
Okay, so all I need you to do, text me. This number you calling on, just text me right now, and I will send the information to you. That's what I'll be doing for the next hour.
Actually, I'm in Liberia, so
Yeah.
I don't know how to get it.
No, but so long you can call, you can text.
So I sent a text for it and it didn't go through.
Okay, so while we do it, let me send it to you right now. While we live on the show, let me send it to you right now. Okay?
Okay.
All right. All right, sir.
All right.
Thank you. So my brother talk about you and I call. I'm gonna call her to you. Don't say the man said because I left my brother. You know, sitting on my brother. We met first, but people move on my begin. So every day you call in, and now I put you on blast. So then now you can't call my begin. Then you really play funny. I gave you opportunity to call now. You told me that I hypocrite, and you can't call the show now. My begin, I'm gonna call the thing. Oh, so you don't call? Hey man, Hezekiah, me or she, man. Hezekiah, me or she, oh. Yeah, ba. Anyway, Junior Hezekiah took back. Yeah, took back lawyer playing my begin. I'm waiting for your call, man. Let me show the phone here to make sure your phone because you go last year. I'll call him. I answer my phone call, so I put my phone here readily so you can see it. I'm waiting for you. Hey, Duana, thank you so much. We appreciate. That's the guy waiting for your call. I put it on the screen before you say you call, and I'm pick up because I know you're beginning. You my own brother. Don't let party devour. I belong to no party. I belong to Liberia. To Liberia, my begin. So you're not gonna call. They're not gonna end the call. Y'all think you plenty. My brother Hezekiah would not call. It's a little bit afraid. I don't know why my brother is afraid, but it was a pleasure as always, guys. Thank you so much for joining every Saturday.